spring 2014, reinforcements have arrived and French soldiers have set up patrols around the Mpoko refugee camp to secure the area and protect the people who fled there. But at this point, another story starts to unfold. Some boys are overheard talking among themselves about what the soldiers are doing. Painful testimonies that will be recorded, written down, and end up in a classified report. A rumor has spread among the street kids that you can get an extra ration of food from the soldiers. In the report, the testimonies include that of 8-year-old Jean, whose hunger, late one night, leads him to make his way to the soldiers' camp. Another boy, 9-year-old Maurice, and his friend, also 9, are out there in the dark looking for food when 2 French soldiers call out. Yet another boy testifies about his 10-year-old friend and 2 peacekeepers from Chad. These are some of the testimonies collected and written down on site. In the summer of 2014, child after child tells about sexual violence, coercion, and intimidation by the peacekeeping troops. Detailed descriptions of the abuse, including details that may help uncover the perpetrators' identities. Those are the words of victims and witnesses, 11 boys in all, children between 8 and 15 years of age. On the list, you find details that can make anyone wince.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stycken som har fött barn där man då misstänker FN-soldater.
Ja, sexuella övergrepp.
Och sexuella övergrepp.
Her son is just over a year old. She was 14 years old when she was rendered pregnant by a UN soldier. Until recently, a schoolgirl, but now a mother, with the responsibility to shop, wash and cook. Martha's father was killed during the unrest, and when her mother became mentally ill, she made her way to the refugee camp. She was alone and needed help. She met a soldier there.
Il a dit qu'elle voulait me marier, c'est ça que... Après, il dit qu'il va aider, il m'a de soutenir pour aider ma mère à l'hôpital.
He was around 35 years old. Martha was just a child. He gives her not only promises of food and money for her mother's hospital costs, he makes her pregnant. With the next blow coming during pregnancy, when she's told she has HIV. Fortunately, the son doesn't bear the infection, and the doctors think she could live a long time with the disease. When the UN learned that the soldier had sexually abused a child, they wasted no time. He was arrested and sent home. But Martha, who'd been hoping for a more secure life, is sick and alone with a child, without any support from those who should be helping her.
En fait, au début, là, je pars au niveau de l'UNICEF. L'UNICEF a dit qu'elle va emprisonner le soldat et puis prendre le bébé et sa maman en charge pour nous aider. Bon, après, il n'y a rien de visiteurs. C'était comme ça. C'est entre nous, les parents, qui nous soutenons seulement l'enfant. Mathurin, merci. On va tirer là, ça gagne à Amazon, on l'a gagné.
6 000 francs, puis après, il me donne le sac du riz. Il donne moi aussi le lait et le sucre aussi.
The UN had given her the equivalent of about €15 and some food. After that, the visit ceased. UN, the atmosphere turns sour. And what happened to the small children here is general knowledge. What happened here is still an open wound and arouses strong emotions.
C'est en janvier, si je me rappelle bien, c'est vers le 18 janvier qu'on passait sur la route et on a écouté comment les enfants pleuraient. Vous avez vu, nous sommes obligés de venir. Mais les filles étaient là. Il a mis ses pantalons ici, n'est-ce pas? Mais c'est quoi? Avec l'enfant comme ça, moi, ça m'a énervé. J'ai crié sur ces gens-là. J'ai pris des cailloux et jeté sur les... Je commence à les jeter avec des cailloux. Bon, ils me disent, ça ne vous regarde pas. Alors que vous êtes venus pour nous sauver, mais vous êtes venus esquinter nos enfants.
It's the morning of March the 11th, 2015 in Geneva. 8 months have passed since Anders Kompass handed over the UN report to France, when suddenly the unexpected occurs. Kompass is summoned to a meeting with his boss. She has something urgent to tell him.
Jag bör avgå. Jag bör lämna min tjänst på grund av att jag har överlämnat den här rapporten till Frankrike.
What Anders Kompass thought was obvious and the right thing to do was perceived by his bosses as a serious infringement. After he refuses to step down comes the next shock. He is to be immediately suspended from work. They take his mobile as well as his computer and keys, and he is escorted to his car.
Ja, ingen har ju varit med om något liknande tidigare, att någon blir avstängd och knappt inte förekommer inom FN. Så att det är klart att människor börjar tro att han måste ju få inga pengar. Han kanske har till och med sexuellt trakasserat några av de kvinnliga medarbetarna. Och det var det hemskaste för mig.
Och vad var anklagelsen? Den konkreta anklagelsen mot dig just det?
Ja, protokollbrott.
Anders Kompass is sent home, gagged, and an internal investigation is set up to work out whether he violated the UN's internal regulations when he released the report with the children's names. At this point in time, almost a year has passed since the children told about the abuse. While in the UN building, everything seems to be focused on Anders Kompass and the regulations. Nobody seems to care about the victims. At the same time, documents and internal emails start to leak from the UN, telling about secret discussions between its top officials as to how they could get rid of Kompass.
The only discussion was about the breaking of the contract of Andres Kompass and nothing at all about the children. You know, when you see that on paper, then you start to realize, my goodness, this is very serious matter, because the framework, mental framework of those high-level officers at the United Nations is geared not to the fundamental thing that is violation of human rights, but to the protection of the institution, or what they call the protection. That, in the end, is the worst thing to do.